Mental health can be difficult to talk about, especially in the workplace, but it doesn't have to be. Joining us this morning with some tips for decreasing the stigma is Juvin-Acker, the President and Chief Happiness Officer, I love that title, of Leslie Inc. Leslie, thanks for joining us.
Thank you. It's
Did
my
I
pleasure.
get your last name right?
Absolutely.
Okay, thank you. Tell us about your company and what you do.
So Leslie Inc. is a management consulting company, and we work with businesses exclusively to help the performance and the organizational harmony of their corporate cultures and teaching them emotional intelligence skills to make them better leaders.
I see. And so is this a matter of going into a company and analyzing what's going on within the company, or is it?
Absolutely. We look at the performance, and a lot of times people think that performance is just a simple attitude thing, but in fact it could be a connection to mental illness or their emotional well-being, and we look to improve that. And happiness essentially is good for the bottom line.
What do you think most companies could probably do that they don't know about that would help affect this in?
Well, bringing education is very important. A lot of the times businesses have these struggles in terms of employees who are not performing well. But what we want to do is bring education, we want to bring in programs, and we want to have a healthy dialogue about mental health.
And stress leads to a lot of mental health issues, as I understand. So if somebody is an employer and they have an employee that might not be performing up to snuff, or something's changed, how do you go about that?
Well, let's talk about some statistics first,
Sure.
right? A World Health Organization study discovered that just depression and anxiety cost globally over $1 trillion in lost productivity. Okay, so we're looking at that. That's a real thing. A lot of people take mental health days. So if you have an employee that's struggling, it might be a personal issue that might be going on, or maybe they're struggling with work-life balance. And it might not just because they're not good at what they do. It might be that they're overwhelmed or stressed.
So is that a matter of opening up a dialogue with them, or should there be a mental health professional there to help address the situation?
I recommend separating the human resources function with actual coaching, just because there is a conflict of interest in those types of areas. But bringing in a professional to help their employees or their leaders to improve their morale and to balance it all is an excellent way to improve productivity.
How about combat veterans? I mean, a lot of them have PTSD, and they come back and they have to transition to civilian life, and they might run into problems in the workplace.
This is one of these important audiences that we need to deal with. I am a daughter of a veteran in 2 branches in the Air Force and the Army, and these people struggle when transitioning from military to the workplace, not just because of depression or anxiety, but teaching them how to incorporate a new way of living. So being more sensitive to this audience is very important in terms of supporting them with coaching and other resources.
Okay, and we are here at KUSI very, very dog friendly, all animals for that matter, but therapy dogs, we have a lot of them in here, and they really seem to help. What is your take on therapy dogs even being brought into the workplace to help somebody out?
Absolutely. I think it's a great tool, and it's one of the great perks in making an environment much more friendlier and happier.
All right. And if our viewers want to find out more about what you do with your company, where can we find out that information?
You can find us at leslieinc.org.
Leslie Inc. LeslieInc.org. And we'll put a link on our website at KUSI.com. Leslie, thank you so much.
Thanks, Jason.
Appreciate it.